Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's me, it's Cringista, and I'm here with the big sheikh, the big master, the master behind medicine. Me. So,
okay. Nah, good one. How you doing, man?
I'm fantastic. So hopefully today, the question that we're going to discuss is that before we were speaking hypothetically, now we're speaking more realistically. What happens right now in how many weeks now? Like 4 weeks?
4 weeks? No, less than 4 weeks. 4 weeks.
4 weeks if I get rejected. Basically, I don't get the grades. So essentially, what's the process? What do I actually do instead of me telling you the other postgraduate maze and the Malta course, which is the one abroad, obviously.
So basically, you're saying if you don't get the results on A-levels.
So now you tell me exactly what you're gonna do instead of.
Okay, it depends on how bad your grades are.
Okay, what do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Okay, so the standard entry requirement, if you have an offer, is A-star AA, and the normal. Oh, you can get through clearing even with AAA, I believe.
With what medicine uni campus?
St. George's.
AAA.
Yeah, they do clearing. But guys, I think that's quite unlikely, not gonna lie though. Because on clearing day, you're gonna have lots of people coming in who will have grades better than what they expected, and maybe they didn't get offers. So that's gonna be problematic. So what you're saying, like, if you get very bad A-level results? Yeah. What I would do, or what you should do in general? Because my approach would be different.
You would do. Last time we spoke about exactly the
different options.
Yeah, the different options that are available, and this time we want to cover what we would do in this moment, whether we'd transfer from medicine to another course, whether it be engineering, how it'd work out. So essentially you go for it and then I'll go for it after.
Okay, first of all, anyone who didn't apply to UCAS, what's important is that, bro, you have your fifth choice like there, so that you know, in case you flop, you still have your backup. So for me, it's obviously applied medical sciences or biomedical sciences. I mean, I would have to get the grades to get in there, right? Let's say worst case scenario, that did not happen, because remember, this is some crazy circumstances we're living in. So what would I do? Bro, remember, you get your results straight away on the day, and you want to call up unis ASAP. Do you get it? Because places, it's going to be kind of like a first come, first served basis. So I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably be looking at some courses like neuroscience, biomed, at different unis that do clearing, and find a uni that has the grades for me to get in, but obviously not for med, obviously, I'm saying, like a science-related subject. That's what I would go into.
That you're passionate about, I'm guessing?
Yeah, because I don't think I'll do something like engineering. It's just not for me, do you know what I mean?
Okay. So, again, me personally, I think if I don't make it this year, what I would probably do, just out of the preparation for an event like this, for example, I thought to myself that many people, they apply to med, they simply don't get a grade, so they don't get in.
One in 10 people, bro. One in 10 people get in, apparently.
Is it?
1 in 10 people, stats, overall.
Okay, so it just shows how competitive it is, and obviously I was considering this possibility. So one thing that I'd done at the start of the year is to apply to apprenticeships, and this wasn't, I guess it wasn't the objective at first, but it's always a possibility.
Worst case scenario, basically. Yeah. Worst case scenario.
Yeah, so exactly as Dawouds was saying, it's the worst case scenario, but the last thing that you want is to spend 1 year sitting out, and potentially if you don't get into med the year after, and you still don't have something, then it's a time to realize that potentially med is not for you, and you just...
That would be so bad. Imagine taking a year out and then still not making it.
Yeah, but that's sometimes the inevitable reality. Especially if you fail your A-level grades, and you get AAA, for example, there is no real option of applying to medicine
even
in the
after.
UK. Yeah.
No, you see,
you can't resit it, because many of the universities, they say that we want it done in one sitting. Yeah. So do you get me?
That's in London. There are units out of London that you can go and...
With more than one sitting?
Yes, some units.
Which ones?
I don't know the exact, but I remember when I was looking at them, there are some units that would do that. But again, guys, you should not be relying on that. The chances are so small. Do you get it? Yeah. But you could do that. That's one. Second of all...
Actually, we actually know someone, innit? But by the name of R.
Can't think of it now.
Kings.
Row. I don't know, bro.
I'll beep it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think he's applying for medicine again.
But you know, I think this is what he did. He still went uni the first year.
Yeah, he did. He went, yeah. But nonetheless, I think there are certain exceptional unis that allow for you to retake it twice, but you are majorly restricted in the university choices that you will have. So
Bro, I think you know what the bad thing is? I think you need minimum ABB for A-levels for you to even apply after postgrad. That's what I heard. I think that's what you need.
No, I think, no. It's...
So you're telling me, let's say you get CCC, yeah? And you get to a uni.
Med is over.
No.
Apart
you get
from me.
CCC,
Yeah.
and you do biomed or something.
Yeah.
Like University, East London, whatever.
And you come out with a first.
And you can, with a 2-1, I think. It's all you need.
Okay.
You come out with a 2-1, can you still get into med? Because I think they will look at your A-levels.
No. From what I know, it's only on the degree that you get, as well as your UCAT score that you have to
But
do
I
again.
thought they're also a little bit, they have like a minimum requirement of like a B in chemistry or something. I think it depends on the uni. Maybe I didn't look at it properly. But bro, it's a sticky situation. The entire med school applicant thing is quite sticky, bro. Imagine they give out 3,000 people apply for each uni, yeah? They give out 1,000 interviews, right? Roughly.
Okay.
Or 800. And then how many do they actually give their offers to? 450? And then 300 make it.
Yeah, so there are, on my Kings and Queen Mary video, there are stats which show the amount of people that get interviews, get the offers. And honestly, it's quite shocking, do you understand? And many people simply don't get the grades, so they miss out on the opportunity of essentially studying med. Some of them, essentially, for example, Queen Mary would give out, for example, like 700 official offers, but people would choose King's, UCL, Imperial, maybe potentially
Basically,
Cambridge, Oxford.
Not only that, but uni's legit. The entire plan is they are betting on the A-level grades. Do you get it? So they obviously with the statistics and everything, they know a certain portion of people will fail. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So they're legit banking on those A-level grades to see, because they can't have 700 people. They don't have. I don't even think they have 700 people from med.
But
I'm saying,
nonetheless, there is not 700 spaces.
Yeah.
There are not.
No, they don't have 700 spaces. But it's too much, man. It's too much.
No, 100%.
But remember, I think some people do drop out of med once you get into uni.
Some people do, but it doesn't really account to the places that are available for. Essentially, if you don't get
I don't think it matters. It matters. But to be honest, it's not that many people that really drop out. But I think the hardest bit is to get into med. Would you say so?
I'd say once you're in med, via testimony, I know this is a little bit subjective, but people say that it's the process of applying to med, even retrospectively speaking, I got that right, guys. People say that the UCAT is one of the hardest tests that they've taken, and they're medics. So it's like the initial stages is the hardest stages, and that's with everything. It's like the analogy of a bike. When you're on a bike, when you first start pedaling, it's difficult. But when you start going, you know why? It's
because I think, because you know when you're applying to med, you're 17 years old, yeah? You just finished GCSEs and you're in your first year, and the jump between GCSEs and A-levels is so big compared to the jump between A-levels to uni. You get what I'm saying? That's what some of my school teachers even told me. Because from GCSE to A-levels, the jump is quite big, so you kind of get used to it by the time you do the 2 years of A-levels, including the entire med application, all of that. And then when you get to uni, it's like 5 years or 6 years, depending on your course for med. And you're like, it's like more spaced out, if you know what I'm trying to say. That's the way I see it, obviously. Again, it's subjective, so it doesn't really matter.
And as I was saying, just to conclude this video, so if it is the case that I'm rejected, obviously I'm banking on a few apprenticeships, and by the time that this comes out, I should hear back from some of the apprenticeships. So it's that. So one thing that I would advise for the medic applicants is to apply to apprenticeships, not because they want to take the apprenticeships, but because you might need to. And I hope that's clear on my behalf, because the last thing you want is to not get the grades and for you to be forced to enroll in a uni that you don't want to, that doesn't have the
like
stats.
A course that you don't want to for clearing. Because remember that clearing section, bro, you're so stressed. You just got your results, you're like, damn, I need to get into a uni. And then, you have pressure from family, friends, you just don't know what to do, and you might choose and go to a uni or do a degree, and then after like a few months in the uni, you're like, this is not for me. Then you realize, dropping out would be just too long.
And then you have to pay the fee as well.
It's just too many complications, but you don't want to go through that route. That's the thing.
100%, I'm with you. So again, just to clear it up, think about it carefully. Apply, please do apply. Don't just leave it to last moment, because that's going to be really, really difficult if you don't get the grades. And have faith that God is the one who plans. So
one more thing, bro, is before you actually go in on your results day, you need to have a list of unis and courses that accept clearing for the worst case scenario. Do you get it? Like, so bad that, let's say you don't even get into your backup option. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have the list. They have all of the things on the UCAS that have got the codes and the numbers to call up. So that way it will be good for you to, okay, you'll be like, damn, that's not the grades. Okay, cool. I know what uni to call. I'm not going to go home, do the entire research, and then the spaces are being taken. They're just silly. Do you get it? So come prepared on results day. That's for all of us. Us, the next years, or people before us, they've always done stuff like that. So always come up with a clear decision on what you can do on your worst case scenario on results day. Do you get it?
So again, thanks to the big man Torab. He's a absolute sheikh, that's what he is, aka old man. Not the Islamic figure, but anyway guys, we'll wrap it up here and catch you guys in a bit.